Welcome back to WK Auto Reviews. Today, we're diving into one of the most iconic names in automotive history, a car that has defined generations and carried a legacy of charm, simplicity, and fun, the Volkswagen Beetle. But this time, in 2026, the Beetle has returned in a way we've never seen before. Volkswagen has reimagined this legendary car for the modern age, and what we get is a stylish, tech-filled, and performance-focused vehicle that blends retro inspiration with futuristic innovation. The question is, can the 2026 Volkswagen Beetle capture the same magic that made it famous, while still appealing to today's buyers who demand technology, efficiency, and luxury? Let's take a deep dive into its design, interior, performance, and pricing to see if the legend lives on. From the outside, the 2026 Beetle is instantly recognizable, yet completely new. Volkswagen has smartly retained the round curves, friendly proportions, and playful stance that made the Beetle such a cultural icon, but it's sharper, sleeker, and more aerodynamic than ever before. The headlights are still large and round, paying homage to the original, but now they're reimagined with advanced LED matrix technology and a subtle glowing ring that gives the car a modern, premium appearance. The front fascia is clean and futuristic, with an illuminated VW badge and slim grille that ties it into Volkswagen's latest design language. The profile remains smooth and rounded, but with sharper wheel arches and flush door handles that give it a more upscale look. In the rear, you'll find a wraparound light bar with animated LED signatures, along with a slightly wider stance that emphasizes stability and sportiness. Depending on the trim, buyers can choose between retro-inspired two-tone paint jobs, sportier R-line packages, or fully blacked-out modern looks, making the Beetle customizable for a wide range of personalities. Step inside, and the 2026 Beetle proves it's not just relying on nostalgia, it's embracing the future. The interior is a huge leap forward from previous generations, combining Volkswagen's clean minimalism with playful retro touches. You're greeted by a cabin filled with sustainable materials, soft-touch fabrics, and customizable ambient lighting that stretches across the dashboard. The circular design theme is carried throughout, from the air vents to the digital displays, giving a nod to the Beetle's heritage. The centerpiece of the cabin is a massive curved infotainment screen integrated seamlessly into the dash, offering Volkswagen's latest software with over-the-air updates, wireless smartphone integration, and advanced navigation with augmented reality overlays. Right behind the steering wheel sits a fully digital driver's cluster, customizable with retro-inspired gauges for those who want that classic Beetle feel, or futuristic minimalist graphics for a more modern vibe. The steering wheel itself is compact, flat-bottomed, and multifunctional, wrapped in high-quality leather with haptic feedback controls. Practicality has also improved. The 2026 Beetle offers surprising cabin space thanks to its clever packaging, with more legroom for rear passengers than ever before. The seats are available in a wide range of styles, from colorful retro-inspired cloth patterns to premium leather with contrast stitching. Heated and ventilated seats, a panoramic glass roof, wireless charging pads, and premium audio systems from Harman Kardon make it feel far more upscale than the Beetles of the past. Storage has been maximized too, with deep door bins, hidden compartments, and a decent-sized trunk that makes it practical for daily driving. When it comes to performance, the 2026 Beetle shows that it's more than just a pretty face. Built on Volkswagen's latest modular electric platform, the new Beetle is fully electric, representing a bold move into the future. Base models come with a single-motor rear-wheel drive setup, producing around 210 horsepower, which is more than enough for city driving and highway cruising. Step up to the dual-motor all-wheel drive variant, and you're looking at close to 320 horsepower, which makes the Beetle surprisingly quick, sprinting from 0 to 60 in under 5.5 seconds. That's faster than any Beetle in history, and it gives the car a sporty, fun-to-drive character that matches its playful design. Battery options vary, with standard models offering a 58 kWh pack good for around 250 miles of range, while the larger 77 kWh option stretches that to nearly 330 miles. Fast charging capability comes standard, allowing drivers to add about 200 miles of range in just 25 minutes at a DC fast charger. For city drivers, the Beetle also supports bidirectional charging, meaning it can power devices, homes, or even send energy back to the grid when needed. Handling has been tuned for a balance between comfort and sportiness. The low center of gravity from the battery pack helps stability, while the suspension has been carefully tuned to absorb bumps without losing that nimble, playful character. Steering is sharp and precise, making it fun to dart through city streets, but stable enough to feel confident on highways. Drive modes let you choose between eco, comfort, and sport, tailoring the experience to your mood. Volkswagen has also included a suite of advanced driver assistance systems, including adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, automated parking, and the
2026 Mitsubishi 3000 GT. A car that brings back the spirit of the iconic 90s sports coupe, but reimagines it for a new era of performance, style, and technology. From the moment you first set eyes on it, you know this is not just a rehash of the past. Mitsubishi has gone bold, blending heritage cues with cutting-edge design elements. And the result is a car that looks as aggressive standing still as it does tearing down the highway. The proportions are low and wide, giving it a planted stance, with flared fenders that hint at the all-wheel drive grip underneath. The front end wears a sharp, modernized version of the old VR4 Space, complete with sleek laser LED headlights and an active grille system that opens and closes for cooling and aerodynamics. Down the sides, the sculpted body lines flow into a tapered rear, where you'll find a deployable spoiler that changes position based on speed and driving mode. Everything about the exterior says performance, from the massive air intakes to the carbon fiber splitter and rear diffuser. And those wheels, 20-inch forged alloys wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport rubber, fill the arches perfectly, with red Brembo calipers peeking through like a subtle warning to anyone thinking of challenging it. Step inside, and the transformation from past to present becomes even more striking. This is not a nostalgia trip with outdated touches. It's a thoroughly modern, driver-focused cockpit. The seats are heavily bolstered yet comfortable, finished in a mix of soft-grain leather and Alcantara, with contrast stitching that echoes the exterior color. They're both heated and ventilated, and the driving position is spot-on, with plenty of adjustment for tall and short drivers alike. The dashboard is dominated by a twin-screen setup, a crisp, fully digital 12.3-inch instrument cluster in front of you and a 14-inch central infotainment screen angled toward the driver. The system runs Mitsubishi's latest interface with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, built-in navigation, a customizable performance telemetry suite, and even augmented reality turn-by-turn guidance projected on the windshield via a high-definition head-up display. The center console houses a minimalist gear selector, drive mode controls, and a rotary dial for the infotainment if you prefer not to touch the screen. Carbon fiber trim, brushed aluminum accents, and ambient lighting tie everything together, while storage spaces are surprisingly practical for a sports car of this caliber. It's the kind of cabin that makes you want to go for a drive just to spend time in it. Under the hood is where the real magic happens. Mitsubishi has brought back the twin-turbocharged 3.0-liter V6, but this time it's paired with a mild hybrid system for both efficiency and instant torque. The result? A staggering 590 horsepower and 540 pound-feet of torque, sent to all four wheels through an advanced 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. The all-wheel drive system features active torque vectoring, capable of sending up to 80% of the power to the rear wheels when conditions allow, giving the 3000 GT a playful, rear-biased feel in spirited driving while maintaining all-weather capability. Mitsubishi claims a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of just 3.1 seconds and a top speed of 202 miles per hour, numbers that put it in the same league as some serious European exotics. But straight-line speed is only part of the story. The adaptive suspension constantly adjusts damping based on road conditions and driving style, while the electronic limited-slip differentials keep the car composed through tight corners. The steering is precise with excellent feedback, and the chassis feels perfectly balanced. Confidence-inspiring yet alive. Braking is handled by massive carbon ceramic rotors with 6-piston calipers up front and 4-piston units in the rear, providing fade-free stopping power even after repeated hard use on track days. And speaking of the track, the 3000 GT's drive modes let you tailor the car's personality to your mood. Comfort mode softens the suspension, quiets the exhaust, and optimizes the hybrid system for efficiency, making it surprisingly civilized for commuting. Sport mode sharpens throttle response, firms up the suspension, and opens the active exhaust for a deeper, more aggressive note. Track mode goes all out, maximizing power delivery, stiffening everything up, and adjusting the aerodynamics for peak performance. In this setting, the car feels like it's reading your mind, diving into corners with precision and rocketing out of them with relentless grip. Even with all this performance, Mitsubishi hasn't forgotten about efficiency. Thanks to the hybrid assist, the 2026 3000 GT can cruise in electric-only mode at low speeds for short distances, perfect for city driving or creeping through traffic without burning fuel. On the highway, cylinder deactivation and clever energy recuperation help achieve a respectable combined fuel economy of around 27 miles per gallon, which is impressive for a car with nearly 600 horsepower. Safety tech is equally modern, with adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, rear cross-traffic alert, and a surround view camera system, making it as easy to live with as it is exciting to drive. Now let's talk about pricing, because that's always the big question with a car like this. Mitsubishi has positioned the 2026 3000 GT as a flagship halo model, and the pricing reflects that. The base twin-turbo hybrid AWD model starts at around $115,000, which is competitive when you consider its performance, tech, and exclusivity. Step up to the track performance package with additional carbon fiber aero pieces, lightweight forged wheels, and a more aggressive suspension tune, and you're looking at about $125,000. The fully loaded launch edition, with unique paint colors, a bespoke interior, and serialized badging, pushes close to $135,000. For collectors and enthusiasts, that's still a bargain compared to what European brands charge for similar performance. And given that production will likely be limited, resale values are expected to stay strong. Driving the 2026 3000 GT is a reminder of what made the original so special: cutting-edge technology, distinctive styling, and performance that could humble much more expensive rivals. But this time, it's wrapped in a package that's as refined and usable as it is fast. The cabin is quiet and comfortable when you want it to be, yet the car is always ready to deliver a surge of adrenaline at a moment's notice. It's a machine that can take you to work in the morning, carve up a mountain road in the afternoon, and dominate a track day on the weekend, all without skipping a beat. From the outside, it draws attention everywhere it goes. People who remember the original VR4 give you a thumbs up, while younger enthusiasts pull out their phones to snap photos, intrigued by a car that feels both futuristic and rooted in automotive history. That's the magic of the 2026 3000 GT. It bridges generations, appealing to those who grew up with posters of the original as well as those discovering it for the first time. It's a statement that Mitsubishi still knows how to make something bold, something that stands out in a sea of SUVs and crossovers. After spending time with it, I can honestly say that if Mitsubishi builds the 3000 GT like this, they'll have created not just a worthy successor to a classic, but a new icon in its own right.
Dive into the 2026 BMW M9, a car that stands at the very intersection of mind-blowing performance, striking design, and cutting-edge hybrid technology. I'm going to walk you through every inch of this machine: the interior's craftsmanship, the exterior's sculpted form, the heart-pounding performance, and how much it'll set you back. So buckle up, because by the time we're done, you'll know exactly what the M9 is all about. Let's start where you spend most of your time, inside. The moment you swing open the door, you're greeted by a cockpit that feels both futuristic and incredibly tactile. The materials are the first clue that this isn't just another performance car. Truly premium leathers wrap the seats and dash, complemented by open-pore wood or exposed carbon fiber trim depending on your chosen specification. Everything is stitched, pressed, or machined to perfection. It doesn't just look luxurious. it feels substantial to the touch. The seats themselves are a marvel. Deeply bolstered for taking turns like you mean it, yet crafted with enough comfort that even a cross-country run wouldn't feel brutal. Ambient lighting isn't just functional, it's ambient storytelling. Delicate strips along the dash, doors, and center console offer dozens of color options, transforming the cabin's mood at the touch of a dial. And Samsung's latest curved OLED display spans the dash, seamlessly blending your digital instrument cluster, infotainment screen, and BMW's iDrive interface into one sweeping piece of glass. User input is intuitive, too. Gesture control lets you swipe to skip tracks, and haptic feedback on the steering wheel keeps your hands where they belong. Large drive mode dials, a piano finish start/stop button, and a minimalist center stack keep the design clean and simple. Space inside lends the M9 a surprising degree of usability. Up front, there's room for 2 adults to stretch out. Proper legroom, cushioned armrests, and an ergonomically designed dashboard that puts everything within fingertip reach. The rear seats are snug, best suited for kids, friends on short hops, or just extra space to toss a helmet or jacket during spirited drives. The trunk, too, offers more space than you'd expect from a true supercar. A weekend bag fits comfortably, though any larger luggage will require creative packing. Above you, a panoramic glass roof lets natural light flood the cabin, and optionally, an electrochromic dimmer keeps glare at bay. Now, let's step out and take in that exterior. From every angle, the M9 is taut, muscular, and sculpted with an artist's precision. The shape is long, low, and aggressive, BMW's signature kidney grills reimagined as angular, forward-jutting vents framed by sharp edges. Laser-sharp headlights meld into sculpted fenders, giving the front end a shark-like intensity. Along the sides, sleek panels flow into pronounced haunches. Strategically positioned air curtains knock a duk. And outlets hint at the aerodynamic engineering beneath. A visible carbon fiber roof domes over the cabin while adding rigidity, and up top, an active spoiler unfolds at speed, enhancing downforce. Down low, a bold rear diffuser houses quad exhaust outlets, electrically actuated valves modulate sound, silent at low speeds and a symphony when you step on it. Wheel choices range from forged aluminum to exposed bold carbon fiber, depending on how keen you are to shave weight or stand out on the road. Every line feels purposeful. There's a sense that form has followed function, speed, agility, and cooling in perfect harmony with aesthetics. Let's talk performance, where the BMW M9 truly sets itself apart. Under that sculpted aft deck resides a hand-built twin-turbo V8 combined with a powerful electric motor. The combined system output is targeted somewhere between 750 and 800 horsepower, depending on configuration and EPA tuning. Such power delivers jaw-dropping acceleration. 0 to 60 miles per hour in approximately 2.5 to 2.7 seconds. Push further and you're flirting with a top speed north of 200 miles per hour. The electric motor contributes instant torque, making launch control feel like a vertical liftoff and providing silent, emissions-free acceleration in urban environments. The hybrid system is smart, optimizing for efficiency in daily driving, for performance on the track, or blending the two seamlessly. Choose Eco or Comfort mode and the car will lean into electric power for smooth, whisper-quiet cruising. Sport and Track modes ramp up engine response, sharpen throttle mapping, stiffen adaptive dampers, and pop the exhaust valves open for that visceral soundtrack we all crave. Handling comes courtesy of BMW's latest MX Drive AWD system, featuring a rear-wheel bias with optional two-wheel drive mode for true purists. Torque vectoring and active differentials keep the car flat and precise through corners, while a carbon-reinforced chassis adds rigidity without extra weight. Electric power steering offers razor-sharp feedback, and optional carbon ceramic brakes offer fade-free stopping power lap after lap. The sensation at speed is of a scalpel in motion, precise, planted, and eager to be pointed. Despite its performance pedigree, the M9 isn't harsh on the road. Switch to Comfort, and the ride becomes surprisingly supple. Minor potholes are absorbed gracefully, the cabin hushes, and you really begin to appreciate the adaptability of this hybrid architecture. You could daily drive it, take it on a long road trip, or put it on a track day, and it would feel at home in every scenario. Now let's discuss pricing, because all that engineering and capability comes at a cost. Starting prices are expected to hover around the $350,000 range for the base hybrid configuration. A more performance-focused setup, with upgraded brakes, carbon fiber wheels, bespoke interior treatments, and dynamic suspension packages, could push that closer to $425,000 or possibly into the $450,000s. FO. For full bespoke, hypersport editions, complete with exotic paint, one-off interior trims, exclusive badging, and even lighter weight components, prices could exceed $500,000 easily. In terms of value, the M9 sits in that sweet spot between hyper-exclusive supercars and more conventional luxury performance machines. You get BMW's commitment to track-ready dynamics, cutting-edge hybrid tech, and daily usability wrapped in a package that looks like it came straight from a sci-fi vision of the future. Sure, it's not cheap, but when the alternative is top-tier supercars that often compromise comfort or practicality, the M9 offers something rare. The thrill of a hypercar, with the refinements of a luxury sedan. What's more, the hybrid system delivers real-world benefits. Every time you commute in electric mode, you're saving fuel and reducing emissions, while still owning a beast capable of earth-shaking performance when the mood strikes. It's the best of both worlds. Responsible in the city, explosive on the open road. Let me encapsulate this. The 2026 BMW M9 isn't just another halo car, it's a statement. BMW has managed to create a vehicle that doesn't just excel in one category, it redefines multiple in one swoop. The interior invites you in with luxury and precision. The exterior communicates aggression and elegance in equal parts. The performance thrills with cutting-edge hybrid power and track-ready dynamics. And despite all that, it maintains a level of everyday usability that most supercars lack. For enthusiasts, the M9 is probably the closest thing to a daily drivable supercar that still delivers class-leading performance. For purists, the ability to switch dynamically between smooth, quiet electric driving and raw V8 power gives an experience seldom matched. And for eco-minded petrolheads, it's the perfect blend of adrenaline and responsibility. It's not just a car. It's a statement on what performance and luxury could mean in the hybrid age.
26 Audi A8. This is not just a facelift or a light refresh, it's a statement from Audi about where flagship luxury sedans are heading in the next era. We're going to go over the interior, the exterior, the performance, and the prices in detail so you get the complete picture of what to expect if you're eyeing this German luxury masterpiece. From the very first glance, the 2026 Audi A8 commands attention. The exterior design language is sharper and more refined than ever, but it still holds onto that understated elegance that makes the A8 so appealing to those who want luxury without screaming about it. The front end features a more pronounced single-frame grille, now with a new mesh pattern that blends 3D depth with precision chrome accents. The grille is flanked by ultra-slim digital matrix LED headlights that are not only sharper in shape but smarter in function, with pixel-level control for adaptive beams that can selectively illuminate without blinding oncoming traffic. Along the sides, you'll notice cleaner character lines and slightly more muscular rear haunches, giving the car a subtle but confident stance. The rear gets OLED taillights with customizable signature animations, so your A8 can greet or wave goodbye in a way no other car on the road does. The proportions remain perfectly balanced, long wheelbase, elegant overhangs, and a roofline that flows into the rear deck without any awkward angles. The wheel designs for 2026 are also worth noting. Audi is offering up to 21-inch alloys in multi-spoke and turbine-style finishes, along with optional contrast details. And for those who prefer a sportier flavor, the S-Line trim adds black optic accents, sportier bumpers, and subtle badging that hints at performance without being over the top. The paint palette has grown to include some stunning satin and metallic finishes, including a deep glacier blue, a warm copper bronze, and a stealthy matte gray that transforms the A8's presence entirely. Stepping inside, the interior is where the 2026 A8 truly shows its evolution. Audi has always been known for its craftsmanship and cutting-edge tech, but this year they've managed to make the cabin feel both more luxurious and more minimalist at the same time. You're greeted with a seamless integration of natural materials and futuristic displays. Soft Valcona leather wraps almost every surface you can touch, from the seats to the dashboard inserts, and there's an expanded selection of open-pore wood, brushed aluminum, and even sustainable textile options for trim. The ambient lighting system is now fully configurable in 30 zones, with multi-layer effects that can subtly shift in brightness and hue depending on the driving mode or time of day. The seats are a masterpiece on their own. They offer up to 22-way power adjustment, heating, ventilation, and now adaptive massaging that uses precise pressure mapping to adjust the massage pattern in real time. Rear passengers in the long wheelbase variant can recline, enjoy footrests, and access their own set of climate and infotainment controls via an integrated OLED touchscreen in the rear center armrest. Audi's rear seat luxury package even adds a heated and cooled cup holder, wireless phone chargers, and deployable privacy screens for that extra sense of exclusivity. On the tech front, the 2026 A8 debuts Audi's latest MMI touch response system with an upgraded processor for faster responsiveness and richer graphics. The central 14.5-inch touchscreen floats above a secondary 8.6-inch climate and function control screen, both haptic feedback enabled for a tactile, button-like feel. The 12.3-inch virtual cockpit digital gauge cluster is sharper, more customizable, and now offers augmented reality navigation overlays directly in the driver's view. Speaking of augmented reality, the optional head-up display projects turn-by-turn directions, lane guidance, and even incoming call alerts onto the windshield as if they were part of the road ahead. Audi hasn't forgotten about sound. The available Bang & Olufsen 3D advanced sound system uses over 20 speakers, including ones integrated into the headliner, to create an enveloping audio experience that feels like a private concert hall. Even the door closing sound has been engineered to give a satisfying, premium thunk. Cabin insulation has been further improved with acoustic glass and active noise cancellation, making the A8 whisper quiet at high speeds. Under the hood, the 2026 Audi A8 will offer a range of powertrains tailored to different markets, but the lineup starts with a refined 3.0-liter turbocharged V6 producing around 350 horsepower and 369 lb-ft of torque. For those seeking more muscle, the 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 remains available, delivering approximately 500 horsepower and a wave of torque that propels this big sedan from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just under 4.4 seconds. Both engines are paired to a smooth shifting 8-speed automatic transmission and come standard with Audi's legendary Quattro all-wheel drive system. Mild hybrid technology is standard across the range, improving fuel efficiency and giving the car an extra boost during acceleration. A plug-in hybrid version is also on the way, pairing the V6 with an electric motor for a combined output of roughly 450 horsepower and an electric-only range of over 40 miles, making it ideal for those who want the A8's luxury with the option of silent, zero-emission city driving. And while it's not confirmed yet, rumors suggest an all-electric A8 e-tron variant may debut later in the model cycle, bringing Audi's flagship fully into the EV age. Ride quality remains one of the A8's strongest suits. The adaptive air suspension has been retuned for 2026, capable of reading the road ahead using camera sensors and pre-adjusting for imperfections before you even feel them. Dynamic all-wheel steering helps make the large sedan feel surprisingly nimble in tight city streets, while also enhancing stability at higher speeds. For those who want an even more engaging drive, the predictive suspension can lift one side of the car in a corner to reduce body roll, making the A8 glide through curves with confidence. Performance aside, safety and driver assistance technology have also received significant updates. The 2026 A8 incorporates Audi's most advanced suite yet, including adaptive cruise assist with lane centering, traffic jam assist, intersection assist, and automated parking that can be controlled via a smartphone app. The night vision system has been upgraded to detect pedestrians, large animals, and even cyclists, projecting warnings into the driver's display in real time. And while the A8 is not fully autonomous, its Level 3 capabilities in certain markets will allow the car to take over driving duties in slow-moving highway traffic, letting you relax more than ever before. When it comes to pricing, the 2026 Audi A8 remains competitive in the full-size luxury sedan segment, especially considering its technology and craftsmanship. In the US, the base 55 TFSI model is expected to start around $92,000, with the V8-powered 60 TFSI variant moving closer to $105,000. Fully loaded with options like the luxury rear seat package, Bang & Olufsen audio, predictive suspension, and exclusive paint finishes, the price can climb to the $130,000 range. The plug-in hybrid is expected to slot somewhere between the V6 and V8 models in terms of cost, while offering additional tax incentives and fuel savings for eligible buyers. In Europe and other markets, pricing will vary, but the positioning remains the same. The A8 is aimed squarely at those who want S-Class luxury with Audi's design language and Quattro confidence, or BMW 7 Series performance with a more understated vibe. The value proposition is strong when you consider the technology on board, the comfort levels, and the sheer presence this car carries. Overall, the 2026 Audi A8 represents a perfect blend of tradition and innovation. It respects the DNA that made the A8 a benchmark luxury sedan, the craftsmanship, the comfort, the discreet elegance, while pushing into new territory with smarter tech, greener powertrains, and sharper design. It's a car for those who want to arrive in supreme comfort but don't need to shout about it, for those who appreciate the artistry in how leather meets aluminum, or how a suspension can read the road and prepare before you even know there's a bump ahead. It's as much about the way it makes you feel behind the wheel as it is about the way it looks pulling up to a 5-star hotel. The 2026 A8 proves that even in an age where SUVs dominate the roads, there's still something special about a full-size luxury sedan that glides along with poise, speed, and grace. Whether you're sitting in the drive,
Honda Civic. This car has been a household name for decades, and every generation has tried to strike that sweet balance between affordability, style, reliability, and fun. The question is, did Honda nail it again with the 2026 model, or are we looking at just another safe, predictable refresh? Well, buckle in, because I've spent enough time with this car to give you the details you actually want to know, inside, outside, on the road, and at the dealership. The first thing that catches your eye when you walk up to the 2026 Honda Civic is how much more confident it looks compared to the last generation. Honda hasn't done a wild, over-the-top redesign, instead, it's a refined evolution. The front fascia now has slimmer LED headlights with a more precise, almost laser-cut look, and the grille is slightly wider and lower, giving the car a sportier stance. The bumper integrates sharper creases and functional air intakes, and in certain trims, you get blacked-out accents that really set off the paintwork. Speaking of paint, Honda has added 2 new colors for 2026, a deep midnight sapphire blue that looks fantastic under sunlight, and a satin lava pearl that's just different enough to turn heads without screaming for attention. Walking along the side, you notice the proportions are just right. The roofline still slopes gently towards the back, but it doesn't compromise headroom the way some aggressively styled sedans do. Wheel options now range from 17 to 19 inches depending on trim, with the top-end Touring and C variants getting sport-inspired designs that fill the arches perfectly. The subtle character line running from the headlights to the taillights gives the profile a clean, stretched look, and the slightly wider track adds a planted feel even before you start driving it. Around back, the taillights have been reshaped into a sleeker LED signature that's instantly recognizable at night, and the rear bumper's diffuser detail gives even the base model a touch of performance flair. On the sportier trims, dual exhaust outlets and a small lip spoiler finish off the look without going overboard. Now, the magic of the Civic has always been that it's just as enjoyable from the driver's seat as it is to look at from the curb, and stepping inside the 2026 model, it's clear Honda paid attention to both practicality and premium feel. The cabin design carries over the minimalist yet functional theme introduced in the last generation, but with notable upgrades in materials and tech. The honeycomb metal mesh strip across the dash, which cleverly hides the air vents, remains, but it's now available in darker, satin finishes that resist fingerprints. Soft touch materials cover more of the upper door panels and center console, and the stitching details on the seats are sharper and more upscale. Depending on the trim, you can choose between high-quality cloth, synthetic leather, or full leather upholstery, with the new espresso brown interior option adding a touch of warmth that wasn't available before. The driver's position feels spot on. You get a thick-rimmed steering wheel with a comfortable grip, and in the higher trims, it's both heated and leather-wrapped. The 10.2-inch fully digital instrument cluster is crisp and highly customizable, allowing you to switch between classic gauges, minimalist layouts, or performance-focused readouts like G-force and boost pressure if you're in a turbocharged model. At the center, the infotainment screen has been bumped up to 12.3 inches in the Touring trim, while other models get a still generous 9-inch display. The software is smoother and more intuitive than before, with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto standard across the range. Navigation graphics are sharper, voice recognition works better, and there are now more physical shortcuts, which is something enthusiasts have been asking for. Honda has also added an upgraded 12-speaker Bose premium audio system in the higher trims, and even the bass system has been improved with richer sound and better clarity. Passenger space remains a strong point. Up front, the seats are well bolstered yet comfortable for long drives, and in the rear, 2 adults can sit comfortably without knees brushing the seatbacks. The slightly wider body means a little extra shoulder room, and rear headroom remains respectable thanks to smart roofline shaping. Storage is well thought out too. The center console has a deep bin, the cup holders are placed where they won't get in the way of shifting, and there's now a wireless charging pad with cooling ventilation so your phone doesn't overheat. The trunk offers around 14.8 cubic feet of space, and the 60-40 split folding rear seats let you expand that when you need to haul larger items. But of course, all the style and comfort in the world doesn't matter if the drive is boring, and here's where the 2026 Civic keeps its reputation alive. The base engine remains a 2.0-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder producing around 158 horsepower, paired with a smooth shifting CVT. It's not going to win drag races, but it's responsive enough for daily commuting and offers excellent fuel efficiency. Think low 30s in city driving and pushing into the 40s on the highway. For those who want more pep, the 1.5-liter turbocharged engine is still available, making about 180 horsepower and a very healthy torque curve that makes passing and merging effortless. The CVT tuning here is much improved, mimicking stepped gear changes under acceleration so it feels more natural. Enthusiasts will be happy to know that the C model sticks with a 6-speed manual transmission, a rare treat these days, paired with a retuned version of the 1.5 turbo. For sharper throttle response and a more engaging drive. Handling remains a highlight of the Civic. The steering is quick and precise, giving you confidence in corners, and the suspension tuning strikes that great balance between comfort and control. Even in the sportier trims, it never feels harsh over rough pavement. Noise insulation has been improved for 2026, with more sound-deadening material in the floor and firewall, so the cabin stays quieter at highway speeds. That being said, Honda has kept just enough engine and road feedback to make you feel connected to the drive, something some rivals have lost in their push for absolute refinement. Safety and driver assistance tech are also a big part of the 2026 Civic story. The Honda Sensing Suite is standard across all trims, which means you get adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, road departure mitigation, and collision mitigation braking right out of the box. The systems are smoother and less intrusive than before, especially the adaptive cruise, which now handles stop-and-go traffic more gracefully. Blind spot monitoring and rear cross-traffic alert are available from the mid-trims upward, and the top touring trim even adds a 360-degree camera system, a first for the Civic, making parking in tight spots much easier. Now, when it comes to pricing, Honda has managed to keep the Civic in that sweet spot where it feels like a great value without creeping into territory that makes you question whether you should just jump to a larger car. The base LX sedan is expected to start around $25,000, the Sport trim around $27,000, the EX with the turbo engine around $29,000, and the top touring trim pushing into the low $32,000 range. The C will likely land just under $30,000, keeping it competitive with sporty compact rivals. Given the level of equipment, build quality, and driving enjoyment you get, that's still a strong value proposition for 2026. So, here's the bottom line. The 2026 Honda Civic doesn't try to reinvent the wheel, it doesn't need to. What it does is refine the formula in ways that matter: sharper looks, richer interior feel, better tech, and small but meaningful performance and comfort improvements. It's still that car you can recommend to just about anyone, first-time buyers, commuters, small families, or even enthusiasts who just want a fun daily driver without breaking the bank. If you're cross-shopping in the compact segment for 2026, you owe it to yourself to at least test drive this one, because Honda hasn't just played it safe, they've played it smart. And that wraps up today's review of the 2026 Honda Civic. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to WK Auto Reviews, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive. We've got more 2026 model reviews coming up, and trust me, some of them are going to surprise you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
The decade, the 2026 Mercedes-Benz S-Class. This is the flagship of the flagship, the car that defines not just where Mercedes is going, but where the entire luxury market is headed. The S-Class has always been more than just a car. It's a rolling showcase of technology, craftsmanship, and performance. And for 2026, Mercedes has taken things to an entirely new level, refining every surface, every button, every line, and every line of code that runs beneath the skin. Let's start by taking in the exterior, because this new S-Class makes an impression before you've even touched the door handle. The design language is still recognizably S-Class, elegant, flowing, and purposeful, but the 2026 model has gone even sleeker. The front fascia has been sharpened with a new grille that's slightly wider and more integrated into the body lines. The chrome accents are subtle, not flashy, framing a massive three-pointed star that almost seems to float. The headlights are a masterclass in precision design, slimmer than before, with micro-LED technology that not only looks like jewelry but can actually project patterns onto the road to guide you in bad weather or warn pedestrians. Mercedes calls them Digital Light 2.0, and they're almost as much a display screen as they are headlights. The profile is pure sophistication. The designers have kept the long, uninterrupted shoulder line that makes the S-Class look like it's in motion even when parked, but they've smoothed the door handles into the body so they now sit flush until you approach. When you do, they glide outward as if welcoming you personally. The wheels start at 20 inches but can be optioned all the way to 22, each with intricate, aerodynamically optimized designs that balance performance with elegance. Around the back, the taillights echo the slim, precision-cut feel of the headlights, stretching across the trunk with a light signature that changes subtly depending on whether you're unlocking, braking, or accelerating away. And yes, even the rear is as much about aerodynamics as style. There's an active rear spoiler that raises and lowers depending on speed to keep things planted. Now, the S-Class has always been about the interior just as much, maybe even more, than the exterior. And stepping inside the 2026 model is like entering a private first-class lounge designed by a futurist. The materials are what you'd expect from Mercedes, the finest Napa leathers, open-pore woods, brushed metals, but the level of customization has gone even deeper. You can now specify individual color gradients that flow from the dash into the doors, creating a sense of movement inside the cabin. Ambient lighting isn't just an accent anymore, it's a full experience. The 2026 S-Class offers a 360-degree ambient light system with over 300 individual LEDs, all of which can be programmed to react to your drive-in. Take a sharp turn, and the lights on the inside of the corner will subtly brighten, almost like the car is leaning with you. In front of the driver, the display technology is next level. The instrument cluster is a fully 3D, holographic-capable panel that can render navigation in a way that feels like it's hovering over the road ahead. Mercedes has further refined their MBUX infotainment system, making it faster, more intuitive, and even more capable of understanding natural voice commands. The center screen is a massive, portrait-oriented OLED that's sharper and more vibrant than most tablets you've used, and it's seamlessly integrated with a secondary passenger display, allowing your co-pilot to control music, climate, or navigation without distracting you. The seats deserve their own moment here. They're not just heated, cooled, and massaging, they're now adaptive posture seats, meaning they use micro-adjustments in real time to support your body during long drives. On a cross-country journey, this can actually reduce fatigue by subtly shifting your posture every few minutes. And yes, the massage functions are more advanced too, now offering wellness programs that sync with ambient lighting and even seat temperature to keep you relaxed or alert, depending on your needs. The rear seats. Calling them seats feels wrong. These are luxury suites on wheels. You can recline, extend a footrest, activate the hot stone massage, and watch content on the dual rear OLED screens, which now also support augmented reality navigation and even video conferencing with integrated cameras. When it comes to performance, Mercedes hasn't just relied on brute power. The 2026 S-Class offers multiple powertrains, starting with a refined inline-six mild hybrid, moving up to a twin-turbo V8, and, for the first time in a mainstream S-Class, a high-performance plug-in hybrid that can travel up to 60 miles purely on electric power before the engine even needs to start. Power outputs range from a smooth 380 horsepower in the base models all the way up to a staggering 720 combined horsepower in the AMG-tuned hybrid Flagship. That top model can sprint from 0 to 60 in just 3.3 seconds, in a car that weighs well over 2 tons and coddles you like a luxury yacht while doing it. The suspension system is equally impressive. Mercedes' predictive e-active body control has been refined again, using a combination of cameras and sensors to read the road ahead and adjust each wheel's damping individually. That means potholes, bumps, or uneven pavement are dealt with before you even feel them. It can also lower the car at high speeds for better aerodynamics or raise it for easier entry and exit. And here's a new trick: in the event of a potential side impact, the suspension can actually raise the car a few inches in milliseconds to direct the force toward the stronger lower chassis, protecting occupants even more. Driving the new S-Class is a masterclass in balance. It's silent when you want it to be, with acoustic glass, active noise cancellation, and a near-silent electric mode. But press the accelerator, and the V8 models growl with authority, not an artificial soundtrack, but a refined, mechanical voice that reminds you this is still a performance machine at heart. The steering is lighter at low speeds for easy maneuvering, but it weights up beautifully on the highway, giving you that sense of confidence and control you expect from a flagship Mercedes. Rear-wheel steering, now standard on most trims, makes this massive sedan feel almost compact in tight city streets, and it makes highway lane changes feel like slicing through the air with surgical precision. Mercedes has also pushed further into autonomous driving capability. The 2026 S-Class now supports Level 3 hands-off driving in certain markets, meaning you can literally let the car handle the highway under specific conditions while you watch a movie or answer emails. It's still not full autonomy, but it's the closest we've ever come in a production luxury sedan. Parking is also more advanced, the car can now be summoned from a parking space to your location using just your phone, and it can handle multi-point maneuvers in tight garages entirely on its own. Safety tech is, of course, top of the line. You've got every imaginable system, adaptive cruise, lane keeping, blind spot monitoring, but Mercedes has added something they call driver wellness monitoring. It uses biometric sensors in the seat and steering wheel to track your heart rate, breathing patterns, and even stress levels, subtly suggesting brakes or activating calming cabin features if it senses fatigue. And then we come to price. The S-Class has never been cheap, and the 2026 model is no exception. In the US, the base S500 4MATIC starts around $120,000, with the V8-powered S580 beginning closer to $145,000. Step into AMG territory or load up on bespoke options, and you can easily crest $200,000, and if you go for the fully loaded AMG plug-in hybrid flagship with every luxury package, rear suite upgrades, and special paint, you're looking at closer to $240,000. In other words, this is not a car for everyone, it's a car for those who want the absolute peak of what's possible in luxury, performance, and technology today. So, what's the verdict? The 2026 Mercedes-Benz S-Class isn't just a new car, it's a statement. A statement that luxury can evolve without losing its soul, that performance can be thrilling without being wasteful, and that technology can enhance the experience of driving rather than replacing it. From the outside, it's a sculpture in motion. From the inside, it's a sanctuary. And on the road, it's as capable of making you feel like the ruler of your own personal kingdom as it is of taking you across continents in total comfort. Mercedes has once again raised the bar. And in doing so, reminded the entire automotive world why the S-Class still reigns supreme.
Welcome back to WK Auto Reviews. Today, we dive into the breathtaking world of the 2026 Ferrari Purosangue, a bold evolution that merges supercar DNA with SUV practicality. It's a machine that challenges tradition, stirs the senses, and redefines what it means to drive a Ferrari with 4 doors and 4 seats. Let's take a closer look at its interior, exterior, performance, and pricing to see if it truly lives up to the iconic badge. Inside the 2026 Ferrari Purosangue, you're immediately reminded that this isn't your average SUV. Every inch of the cabin screams performance luxury. Premium Italian leather wraps around sculpted sport seats, perfectly contoured for support and comfort during aggressive driving or long-distance cruising. The seats now come with improved ventilation and massage functionality, making everyday usability even more impressive. Ferrari has taken the minimalist approach with a driver-focused cockpit. There's no central touchscreen. Instead, 2 high-resolution displays flank the dash, with most of the controls embedded into the steering wheel or accessed via the passenger display. It's clean, futuristic, and unapologetically Ferrari. One of the standout upgrades in the 2026 model is the increased use of sustainable materials. Ferrari introduces Alcantara made from recycled polyester and lightweight carbon fiber accents sourced responsibly. The panoramic electrochromic roof allows drivers to adjust light levels, enhancing the luxury experience while maintaining the sporty feel. Rear passengers get individual bucket seats as standard, continuing Ferrari's philosophy of performance for every passenger. With added legroom and independent climate zones, the rear of the Purosangue is no longer just a back seat. It's a premium lounge. Step outside, and the 2026 Purosangue showcases a refreshed yet unmistakably aggressive stance. Ferrari has subtly refined the proportions, lowering the roofline slightly for better aerodynamics without compromising headroom. The front end is sharper, featuring slimmer matrix LED headlights and a wider grille with active air inlets that optimize airflow for both cooling and downforce. The sculpted hood lines flow elegantly into the flared wheel arches, housing massive 23-inch forged alloy wheels wrapped in Pirelli P0 rubber. The rear design is equally athletic. Twin exhausts are integrated within a redesigned diffuser, enhancing both visual impact and aerodynamic efficiency. A new active spoiler now adjusts based on speed and driving mode, increasing stability at high speeds. Optional carbon fiber elements such as mirror caps, side skirts, and roof panels further reduce weight and add visual aggression. This SUV doesn't just look fast. It looks feral, wild, and ready to attack the road. Under the hood, Ferrari has stayed true to its performance roots. The 2026 Purosangue is powered by a naturally aspirated 6.5-liter V12 engine, now refined for better emissions and improved throttle response. It delivers a staggering 735 horsepower and 716 newton-meters of torque, launching the Purosangue from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.1 seconds. Top speed, an eye-watering 198 miles per hour. Ferrari has incorporated advanced software into its all-wheel drive system, allowing seamless torque distribution between the front and rear axles, enhancing grip and agility on all terrains. The 8-speed dual-clutch transmission has been recalibrated for even faster shifts, making gear changes nearly imperceptible. Combined with rear-wheel steering and adaptive suspension, the Purosangue delivers sports car dynamics in an SUV body. Whether you're carving through mountain roads or cruising on the highway, it never feels like you're driving something this large. In fact, it shrinks around you, a true testament to Ferrari's engineering brilliance. One of the most exciting additions for 2026 is Ferrari's new drive mode selector. Beyond the traditional wet, comfort, and sport settings, there's now a Track Plus mode which adjusts suspension damping, steering response, exhaust note, and even alters the digital display to deliver a full race-inspired experience. And for those who occasionally leave the pavement, there's an off-road mode with lifted ride height, adjusted traction control, and a more forgiving throttle response. Pricing for the 2026 Ferrari Purosangue reflects its premium performance status. The base model starts at approximately $425,000, but with customization options through Ferrari's tailor-made program, including bespoke paint, unique interior stitching, and exclusive material choices, prices can easily soar past $500,000. For many buyers, however, owning the first and only Ferrari SUV is worth every dollar. This isn't just about utility, it's about owning a piece of history, a bridge between Ferrari's racing heritage and a new generation of practicality. In conclusion, the 2026 Ferrari Purosangue is more than just a luxury SUV. It's a revolution in motion, combining Ferrari's legendary performance with everyday usability, style, and innovation. For purists, it might still feel controversial. But for the growing segment of drivers who want both excitement and versatility in one machine, the Purosangue hits a perfect balance. Ferrari didn't just make an SUV, they made a Ferrari that happens to have 4 doors. Thanks for watching WK Auto Reviews. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more reviews on the world's most exciting vehicles. Stay tuned for more.